it's on. Okay. Hi. So my name is Ari. I'm down here on YouTube as Official Angel Ari because that was my music handle on Bigo, which is another live streaming platform which you can also find me on. I live stream my music. I'm trying to cross-circulate a few different things to kind of help with my social media presence. So I figured a weight loss journey one would be a brilliant start. I have lost a significant amount of weight. I lost 70 pounds so far. I still have some more weight left to lose, but I am very near the end of my journey now. I am hopefully going to be getting my surgery this year, fingers crossed. If your girl can stop spending all the money on crap she doesn't need. Yeah, hopefully we'll be there with that soon. So I have wanted to do one of these videos for a very long time. I've always struggled with my weight as a teenager and as a child. I was a very sporty kid. I was doing everything: swimming, horse riding, gymnastics, just always outside up a tree, just yeah. So when I stopped doing all that, when I started studying for my GCSEs, I put on a lot of weight, and I was in a very horrible relationship at the time that I'd been in for a long time, and he just absolutely ripped into my self-esteem, and eating became a crutch for me, an emotional crutch for me. I definitely still have a very unhealthy relationship with food, but it is definitely getting better. My weight loss journey, I genuinely believe, has been spiritual. I see it as like a little triangle, spirit, body, mind alignment. And I think that is your mind. Obviously your mind is sort of your, not even just being positive, but your sense of self, your ego, your who you are, what makes you you. For me at the minute, or the last year or so, it's been my blue and purple hair. That's a very signature thing for me. And that's I don't know, something that makes me feel like myself. And then I think like body is the way you visualize yourself. When I lost weight, I felt a strong connection to like my childhood. It was strange, like when I was a kid, and I remember just having all this energy, and like I didn't have to carry all this excess weight around, and I just put on what I wanted in the morning. I didn't have to worry about hiding things in places and da da da. And then your spirit, which is sort of like an ethereal sense, kind of needing all three to line up. So like you could be very happy and your body could be great, but your spiritual kind of sense could be off, like you're not doing what you want at the time, blah blah blah. So for me, losing weight was like a big realignment and a resettling into myself, because I felt like when I was living in a larger body, I didn't feel like myself. Strangely enough, I'm already side ranting. I had bullet pointed points, I wandered off, but hey ho, hopefully it's helpful. What was I saying? Bloody hell, it's gone. Okay. No, I remember now. Right. So before I lost my weight, I was blonde and just very kind of trying to fit in, be in the background kind of girl. And since I lost weight, my personality did like a freaking full flip 360. Like I am a completely different person in a lot of ways, which I attribute to the whole body, mind, spirit alignment thing, because I do feel genuinely more myself now than I did then. I don't know how to explain it. Like I just feel more awake, more with it, more like I'm wanting to engage in life. Like I'm not letting myself hold myself back anymore. And I'm like, no, I've done this, you know, women pride, you know. But the point was, basically, now you look at me now, like with my blue and purple hair and my quirky stuff. Like, I literally went around to see my friend the other day and I had like my love heart glasses. I've got red heart love heart glasses, sunglasses, and they're brilliant. Love them. Like, quirky coloured top, and he was like, Ariane, look at you. I was like, look in the mirror. Like, he dragged me into the mirror. I was like, look at you. And I was like, yeah, but I'm happy. You know, like, I'm me. This is me. No one else is me, right? And I own that shit. Whereas before, I didn't have that confidence to do anything, a lot of stuff, to be honest. I was very, like, timid. But yeah, anyway, I have waffled for like 5 minutes and I forgot my bullet points. So my bullet points were, I was going to start off with how much weight I lost. So I started at 16 stone 7 pounds. I am 5'4", 5'5", and I started at 16 stone 7 pounds, and that would be just under 2 years ago now. My lowest weight that I've got to in the last 2 years was 11 stone. So at that point, I'd lost a full 5.5 stone, which is amazing. So proud of myself. Unfortunately, over Christmas, a few bad things happened in my life. I lost focus and put on a stone again. So I've gone back up to 12. But it's fine. We're dealing with it. I'm already kind of sorting it out. I have every faith in myself that I'll get back down again. 11 stone was my surgery weight as well, so with that kind of coming up, hopefully this year, that's kind of further motivation for me. But it's also important to acknowledge and accept and talk about when you do put weight back on, and try your best not to see it as a failure. But I want to go into that further in either this video or another video. Just being nice and kind to yourself, because I feel like that is not... Diet culture is rife with self-criticism and shame, and that's what I want to change. So I feel my approach to weight loss is different to what I've seen in the past. I remember being so desperate to be a YouTuber on weight loss when I was watching girls talk about it, and I'd be like, oh, but how am I going to come up with my own original ideas and stuff like that? And it's just mad. Like, I have an entirely different philosophy on weight loss than what I thought I would, and that I began with, and that I feel does differ from a lot of the other YouTubers out there that I've seen. A lot of the messages just in like general society, culture, social media, TV, that kind of crap, like what you get taught to think. It's very different to what I think now. So, to start off with, I want to basically explain sort of briefly my background as well. So I have not only my own experience of weight loss, but also my degree education. So my degree is in sociology and psychology, which is a very heavy research-based subject, looking at the mind, looking at society. That helped me massively in understanding my own journey with weight loss, my own kind of positioning in the world. Helped me to understand a lot of the societal bullshit, which I'm very excited to go through with you. But I also I think that this isn't basically put out there enough, and I would like to do that. I repeat myself a lot now, but okay. So first of all, for anyone who sat here contemplating losing weight, is looking through all the videos on it for advice, I went through an absolutely obsessive phase of it. Absolutely obsessive. Like, I'd be at work watching YouTube videos, I'd be ignoring everyone watching YouTube videos. I was on blogs, I was looking up different diet plans, better gyms, what personal trainers I could get. I had very little money, but I would obsessively watch these. And now looking at it, like I said, I do see things very differently. So my number one step, the most important thing before you do anything, like before you go to the gym, before you buy, you know, all these shakes and pills and blah blah blah, I want you to ask yourself 2 questions, and that is, why do you want to lose weight? So Do you want to lose weight because of health reasons? You know, is it putting a lot of pressure on your joints? Are you worried about diabetes, heart attack? If you're a bit older, you know, maybe those health concerns can be very genuine. Or are you losing weight because you want to look better? And really, really think about that and why. If it is for appearance-based reasons, because I'm not judging that at all, I wanted to get some for the appearance, for a lot of it was appearance-based with me. I wanted to be able to wear the cool things and feel confident and stuff like that. I'm not judging it, but have you ever really, really thought about why you want to look like that? And who told you? Who told you had to look like that? And how do you feel in yourself if you were to never look like that? If you were to continue the size you were for the rest of your life, how would that make you feel? And just really like be mindful about those sort of thoughts and processes. So that's question number 1. Question number 2 is, why did you put weight on in the first place? Assuming that you have been at some point slimmer or a more ideal body shape, if you've put weight on now, why did that happen? So for many people, it could be that you have a health condition that caused you to put on weight, or it could be that your health condition maybe doesn't necessarily have an immediate link to make you put on weight, but it has an effect on your behavior. So you could be tired, lots of antidepressants make you hungry, contraception makes you hungry, all these things. Like, look at the reasons. For me, when I looked back at it, a lot of my damaging eating behavior came from an emotional cause, an emotional trigger. I would eat when I was sad, as a comfort. I would eat when I was happy, as a reward of, oh my god, I got an A in my A-level exam, I'm gonna go buy a cake and eat the whole thing. I used to get these little what are they called? They're like little bear cakes. They were just they were great. They were just icing around. They were like £4, and I just used to sit in my car and eat the whole thing. And it was often because something bad had happened, so I'd think, I'll go to the shop and I'll buy a cake and I'll sit in my car and I'll eat it. You know, not to say that's bad, but you know, coping mechanisms. I was using it as a coping mechanism. It's also a form for me of self-harm. I remember many times that I would be feeling absolute shit at myself, down, and I would use it as like a self-harm, because I would think, I didn't want to eat that whole tub of Ben and Jerry's, but I'd do it anyway. I'd eat it until I was sick, and I would throw it all up, and then I would eat again 10 minutes later. And I never addressed the root problem here. I never did for a very, very long time. I would always think, well, you know, have some self-control. You should have just restrained yourself, blah, blah, blah. And I felt shame for that, and I felt guilt for that, and then I'd punish myself, and I would starve myself the next day. You're not eating this, you're not eating that. That's, you know, I would call myself some awful names, and yeah, it wasn't good. And I just was living in this perpetual pit of shame and blame, and I look back at it now and I think it's so sad that I pinned all of my self-worth on the way that I look. It really was very, very sad that I would, and I still do, struggle with that, because there is so much more to me, and there's so much more to you than just your weight. So I think these are really, really important things to think about at the beginning. Why you want to lose it, why you gained it. Because I feel like this is a lot of the time why people, you know, they'll do really, really well. They'll lose, some of these people lost like 200 pounds. It's insane. Hard work. And then they put it back on again. And it's, you know, as someone that's been through that of losing a significant amount of weight, it is honestly one of your absolute worst fears. It's scary. And as someone myself who was dealing with an eating disorder, it's a very, very scary reality. But this is the kind of shit, onto my societal bullshit thing, Um, this is a thing society does not want you to understand, because the fitness and weight loss industry is a multi-billion-pound industry. It is massive. Everyone is obsessed with the way they look and finding these little tricks. You've got the rise of cosmetic surgery. Again, not knocking surgery. I definitely considered it if I had the money, but I didn't. But you know, it's a push. It's a push all the time to focus on your appearance. And how do we solve this imaginary kind of problem that the society has created? We market it. We market it. We find people, i.e. myself or other people who've been successful, as a brand ambassador, to say, I went to the gym and I did this, and I took these pills and I took these smoothies, and then it got me to this. And it just isn't the case. It doesn't work like that. And as brilliant as the smoothies are for vitamins, and the gym is great for so many things, you will not fix your weight problem if you try and deal with it through purely physical means. If you just think, if you are one of these all or nothing people who is either at the gym 5 days a week for 3 hours taking all these shakes, or he's just doing nothing basically, and the packs of shake powders are stacking up in the cupboard, and the direct debit bills are racking up, but they're not going to the gym because they're so all or nothing. That was me. It's a perpetual cycle that you then blame yourself for, because then you think, well, I stopped going to the gym, I stopped taking those pills, I didn't blah blah blah. Yeah, because that wasn't the problem. I mean, for a lot of people, myself included, that was not the problem. The problem wasn't that I just wanted to eat any. I was not lazy. I was a very active person. I ate very healthily. I was vegetarian. I ate some, I always did eat healthily, but it was the way I would use food in bad times or good times, the relationship that I developed with food, that for years I just didn't acknowledge, and I thought I could fix it with a gym membership or some smoothies, and it all of it is in your head. That's where it starts. I did not start going to the gym until about a year to a year and a half into my weight loss journey. I had already lost the majority of my weight by that point. I had done it all by starting with my mind. And that is something that I think people don't understand well enough, that isn't put out there enough. This is not to say that fitness programs are useless or anything like that, because there's lots of research out there to look at sort of like the brain chemicals that kick off a neurofire in your brain, like these feel-good chemicals. There's a genuine thing. Being sort of surrounded by people in a gym has been shown to produce sort of like competitive effects in people, so they want to do as well as everyone around them. It kind of rubs off. It's good, but drinking these smoothies every day, it's a routine. It gets your brain in the kind of environment that breeds that kind of thinking that will help you with weight loss. So this isn't to knock that, but what I'm saying to you is, don't underestimate the power of your mind. Just simply your mind and nothing else, because that's all I did to lose my weight, was use my mind and my determination and try and introspect all of the time and just sort of notice and catch myself when I would do these things. So say if I was to go through a bad patch with eating, you would see that. You would see I would go one way or the other. I would either starve myself and I wouldn't eat, or I would be eating everything. And that was a sign, that is usually a sign with me that I'm not doing too well, that my life is feeling very out of control, and I'm trying to find some sort of control or comfort in either consuming or depriving myself of food. I really do have so much to say on weight loss. I have so much I want to post about. I think I would like to do a video to do with fitness tips, but these are more, again, geared around the mind and the way you look at things. I want to be getting hopefully my surgery done this year, because obviously losing as much weight as I did, I have been left with a lot of loose skin. Unfortunately, that is kind of unavoidable with me, because I lost my weight very fast. I lost about 50 pounds within, I think, the first like 8 months or something, and then the rest kind of just dropped off slowly. That does tend to be the case with weight loss. You'll lose the massive majority and then it will slow down, and that's normal, and that's absolutely fine, and it does shift if you keep going. But yeah, I want to come back with my sort of like my surgery stuff and my loose skin stuff, and lots and lots and lots of tips and tricks. But considering this is my very first weight loss YouTube video, there we go, brain, focus, oh my god. Yeah, this is probably a wildly disorganized first video, but I hope this works as an introduction. I hope this works as a kind of premise of the approach that I would like to take with my YouTubing. I do have that kind of background research experience of understanding the principles of diet culture, which diet culture is basically just a set of beliefs in society that serve to make people to conform to something. So in this case, dieting, often for the purposes of monetization, which you know, there's lots of money in weight loss at the minute, and I think I find that that's damaging for some people. Not everyone, but this is why we need diversity, and this is why we need different opinions on here. As I hear a lot of YouTubers say, this is the way that I lost my weight, and it may not work for you. It's fine, but also with it coming from a place of research as well, a lot of the research points to stand that lots of people do not know to think of these things, like the emotional, psychological and sociological aspects of weight. You know, they think it can just be fixed with a diet, when in actual fact diets are so damaging to you. They are not sustainable. You just don't wanna. you don't trust me, girl, boy, beautiful human being. You want to be able to eat what you want and have what you want. You want to look the way you want. You want to be able to run here, there and everywhere whenever you want, and eat what you want. And that all sounds like that's perfection, but you can actually do that. You can actually do that. You do not need to cut out all chocolate or cut out all cake or cut out all crisps and never be seen again, because they're the devil. Because trust me, that is such an unhealthy mindset. If you think about, say, you're like hunger cravings or a little dog, sorry to this theoretical dog, but you shove the dog in a cage because you know that if you let the dog out, that he's going to eat everything. He's going to eat everything, he's going to ruin everything, he's going to chew everything up. So you just keep him in a cage, just about ready to burst, so that at any point, if that dog does get out, he's going to cause destruction, he's going to eat everything, he's going to ruin everything. You're just going to shove him back in that cage, but that is not a solution. The solution would be to teach the dog and to train the dog not to eat those things when he's outside the cage, because he doesn't feel the desire to, because he's okay being around it. And this is the kind of stuff you need to teach yourself. You don't want to You don't want to starve or restrict or avoid. You want to find a way to face it, to encompass it, welcome it, understand it, and accept it. You need to pull from a positive, sort of like inside thoughts. Like, don't be laying into yourself for this and laying into yourself for that and be feeling disappointed and feeling shame, because none of that is good. Research shows negative thinking essentially breeds negative thinking, because you're pruning your brain. So you're programming it. If you think negatively all the time, if you shame yourself all the time, your brain just does that. It's a shortcut route. It's easier when you experience something, oh, bad. Easier route, it's been paved out, and then it repeats. If you think positively and empoweredly, acceptingly, same thing happens. Your brain wires that route. So, it starts with you. It starts with your brain and your mind, and how you think about yourself, how you talk to yourself is so, so important. Would you say what you say to yourself to a child? Would you call them fat? Would you call them lazy? Look after your inner child. They are brave and they are strong, and they are you, and they're going to help you, but you got to work with yourself. You can't work against yourself all the time. And this is why people fail. This is my opinion of why so many people fail. It's something like 90%, don't quote me on that exact stat, but it's a very, very, very high percentage of people fail the diets, or they put on the weight that they originally lost. And this is even with significant weight loss of 100 pounds plus, people will put that weight back on. And I think that's to do with your internal processes, the way you think about it, blah, blah, blah. Right, we are now at 27 minutes. I actually think I did okay to stay on track. I have missed so many points. I do not know what to title this video exactly. I guess it would just be an introduction. I would so much appreciate it if you can subscribe and like and comment and just give me feedback, because that would be absolutely amazing. Let me know what you want to see. I've been obsessed with weight loss YouTubers for many years, so I have quite a lot of ideas of stuff I can do, but obviously it does help to be guided. So yeah, thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like and comment. I'll see you at the next one. Stay beautiful, people. Peace out.